the world, I'm just talking it. Focused on my mission and I'm locking in. Yeah, it's my shine, nobody blocking it. Yeah. With a crown and a smile. All the things I've been through, I'm alive. Yeah, it might sound crazy, but I know it. I gotta keep going. On and I don't stop. Cause you know I'm
Hello everybody and welcome to a very special edition of the Level 99 live stream where we are feeling fine all the way up here at Level 99. And the boy just had to do it again. What the hell? The boy DSP, aka Darkside Philly Boy, aka the guy, aka Dave, he went ahead and stepped in it. Again. He did it again. He did it to him. You know he had to do it to us. And what did he do? Well, this morning, earlier today, he made a community post on his YouTube channel talking about how he wasn't going to be able to stream because of all the stress that Comcast has thrusted upon him. And yeah, and of course that was a lie because he went on to go live later on. The Level 1 podcast had to happen. It had to happen. And so here we go again. I've seen enough Darkside Phil to now know his little tricks, his tropes, his little isms, if you will. And he wanted to give us an update as to what was going on with the Comcast Xfinity drama that he so wants to avoid. However, he keeps finding himself in. And what did he say on this said podcast? Well, it wasn't just about Comcast. No. Depression Side Phil has returned. It is real sad boy hours. And, what else is there left to say? Let's go ahead and jump into it. Big shout out to Snort Hogan, by the way, for clipping this. I watched this live on King Jad's channel. And I just knew I had to have something to say about it because I'm still riding that wave. As long as he has Xfinity's name in his mouth, I will be there to talk shit about him because he doesn't know what he's talking about. I also have some other thoughts about his depression. But we'll get to that when we get to it.
Eat some more pills, pillhead.
So, without any further ado, let's see what the boy's getting into. Talk to me.
Good morning, everyone. Oh boy, welcome
to
Level 1 podcast.
I also, by the way, increased the speed because sitting and listening to Phil at regular rate is insufferable. I mean, listening to him at any point is insufferable, but...
Welcome to my final consecutive streaming day for this week. It is Wednesday, the 29th of November, 2023. And I certainly hope that you're...
By the way, first off, two things that I hate. I listen to this guy talk so much, and I hate when he goes, and. It, like, cuts. It goes deep, and then it twists, and it mortally wounds me.
Having a good day, and that you are having a nice, normal time. All right? Certainly this week has been quite the opposite for me. For my streams.
Gross, by the way. He's constantly just... gross.
And everything going on around here. And you guys know I'm not one for drama. I try to stay out of it.
Yeah, he stayed out of it. Like, he was calling out LTG, and he was talking to Turkey Tom, and he was bitching about the side-scrollers, and he's bitching about Review Tech USA, but that's not the conversation we're having right now.
I certainly did not expect this week to go the way that it did, nor was I even, fathoming that it would go the way that it did, that I was going to have a day like yesterday. Man. But here we are. And even today, you know, after it looked like perhaps, you know, there was a resolution in sight and everything's going fine, then things go wrong yesterday. And then on top of that, it looks like, okay, maybe another resolution is on the way. And then, basically this morning, how do I say it in a way that, well, okay, I'll tell the story, okay?
Oh no, don't tell us the story. Don't tell us the story. Weave us a fantastical tale. I'm sorry, Chill. I stole your saying.
First of all, thank you all for being here. This stream is incredibly late. If you hear the landscapers outside, because they're doing their thing, I have the window closed, but still, you know, it's loud. Anyway, so I normally would start my stream 10:45 a.m. It's 1:38 p.m. today, right? So you might wonder, you know, what the hell happened? Why is Phil so late?
What I'm wondering is why this motherfucker keeps going like this. My boy be swaying.
You know, it's very simple. This kind of stress takes a big toll, even if, you know, my intention is to pull through it, to publicly force my way through this.
The stress of sitting in front of a camera and playing video games whilst begging for tips, making more money than any of us are making currently right now in your gated community.
It doesn't mean that mentally that's going to work. You know what I'm saying? You don't control all the factors of your life, sadly. I wish I did. I wish I had complete and utter control over every piece of my life and my body and everything. Up here, this, you know, the physical, the mental, I don't. And
Team Health Coin just went up. He's talking about like I can't control my ear twitching, I can't control my eye twitching, I can't control the reason why it looks like the side of his mouth is drooping as he's talking. He's favoring one side more than another.
Basically, you know, with everything going on,
get all them
it really
out the
has
way.
worn me down over the last, you know, you could say it's been going on for years,
Poor
but
baby.
particularly this last month.
What a sad baby.
Right?
We got
and then this
shit ton
week,
of
particularly,
snores
obviously
and
not
a
being
shit
able
ton
to
of
stream
throat
normally.
clears.
And by the way, there's no guarantee that it's over. Like, I have absolutely no real updates, information, or assurance right now from my ISP, Comcast,
Well, then that's the end of the story. What the fuck else is we going to talk about?
that anything has happened and taken place to prevent further malicious activity against me or my account. If you don't know what I'm talking about, yesterday I put out a whole series of videos on this. The first video was about 50 minutes long, and it covered the entire story of how in the last year, if not longer, it could have been
I'm not about drama, but I made an entire playlist on YouTube on my channel about the drama.
much longer than that. And in fact, I suspect it has. That there's a malicious employee working at Comcast who doesn't like me. That's
Slander, proof. Hello.
my ISP, Comcast, and has been resetting my modem, changing the settings in my modem during streams and events, and now accessing my private information, making payments in my name, which is fraud and identity theft.
He was going to spend that money anyway. He's going to not spend, the money. And just like how I said in my last DSP versus ISP part 3 video, he could have said, hey, hold on, like, good, thank you. Make sure that I am good for this month and next month or forever long this payment was going to take him. And then go, hey guys, by the way, no need for me to consistently badger you for money, because all the money that was going to go to this big Xfinity bill and is already taken care of, guys. So just take it easy. Go ahead and do some super chats.
And in general, just doing whatever they can to make my life miserable, even though it's completely illegal. Okay?
My man sounding like Cyrax, by the way. He's also on his streams right now talking about how bullying and trolling and entrapment is all illegal, but he's not going to be able to get any type of lawyer to pro bono any type of case for him, because, I mean, Tyler, the creator, said it best, man. Just close your eyes, turn the internet off.
So now there's concrete evidence.
But these guys are permanently online, and they cannot, their lifeline is on the internet. They will never go outside and touch grass, and this is all that they have. So, of course, they're going to make a big to-do about it.
But I had to talk about it publicly yesterday. Why? Because I had gone to Comcast twice, once a month ago and once on Monday, and they weren't helping me at all. They were...
Comcast didn't help him. I'm fucking shocked. Are you noticing a pattern? Anytime this guy bitches about the company, they're not helping him. I mean,
treating it like it was no big deal. They were filing logs and tickets, but no one was touching the situation and fixing it. Okay? So yesterday, I did this, this thing. I did this stream or whatever.
This thing. My internet's not working, but I did this stream.
And, in a situation where, I felt...
Here's another thing, by the way. Whenever he goes like, He's trying to reinforce that what he's talking about, that he's saying that he's putting it into the ether, so you will agree with him.
Right now, just so you guys know, I'm streaming. This stream could right now reset. And in which case, if you're watching live, you won't see now. It'll totally just chop up and
Promise? God, I hope so. This is the most entertaining Phil's channel has been in months. We get the standbys. We got the old reliables. We got him being toxic to his chat. We got him being toxic to whoever he's playing in the game. He's being toxic to the game. He's being toxic to whoever is trending on Twitter. He's being toxic to anyone and everyone.
And I have to restart it manually. I am recording this locally, so this.
But this stuff right here, when it's happening to him, chef's kiss. My compliments to the chefs.
Podcast will go live on the channel after the fact, even if the internet goes down. But the chat will work because the chat is connected to my backup wireless device that they gave me.
There you go, and there it is. There it is. We saw a little piece of this earlier in the year when he got COVID or he got sick and he couldn't do his Halloween marathon. There's a prevailing thought on the internet that this guy right here, DSP Gaming, does not want to game. He does not want to stream gameplay on his channel anymore. He hates it, and all he wants to do is sit in front of the camera and talk or react or do like the bare minimum as it pertains to being a live streamer and getting paid for it. Case in point, example 1, his Halloween marathon stream never happened because he got sick. And he didn't cancel his stream. And in fact, the stream went on. It was just a blank screen or his screen saver or whatever the fuck. He was still collecting money from these people that were tipping him. What? And what pisses me off is that this idiot, this fucking idiot, he did it today actually, before this stream. He said that he was late to his own stream. He's always late to his own streams, by the way. He's trying to do the bare minimum. He's trying to do like underneath the bare minimum for people to come through and watch his streams and give him money. That's why the chat is there. So you can still exclamation point tip and you can still contribute to him.
So yeah, it's basically the chat will never go doan. I'll be able to talk with you guys in chat and let you know what's going on if that happens.
It's
okay,
good to
but
know
there's no
he has
assurance
his
that
priorities in order.
that won't happen. To give you a quick summary where we ended yesterday, after 4 hours of me
when we last left our hero
doing the stream, talking about the situation, talking about Comcast's sad ineptitude at trying to handle it.
Fuck you, Phil. Fuck you, motherfucker. For real. No, really. Fuck you. It's always Twitch's fault. It's always YouTube's fault. It's Comcast's fault. It's everybody's fault but your own. Fuck off.
Talking about alternatives to Comcast, like other ISPs in my area, sadly there are no real alternatives for me to run my business because they're too slow or not dependable.
And Comcast is. Obviously, he just doesn't want to do it. It's laziness. It's laziness.
And all this stuff. I ended up calling their customer support again after fully explaining the situation, probably the millionth time, because I talked about 8-9 people at the company.
So we're going to pull back the curtain a little bit here. You see, when a customer calls in and they say, hey, something's wrong with my stuff, and I've been calling, and here's my life story, and all of that, after a while, you'll get put on a list that's like, hey, this guy, this customer, this address, this account, this is like a, I don't know, like the right wording to say, like they're an escalation customer, essentially. They're fucking Karens, essentially. They will bitch about everything and anything, trying to get credits, trying to get free service. Like, what are you going to do to appease me because I'm the customer and I'm just going to go to another company?
At that point, the person who was there finally kind of understood, looked and said they had the evidence to show who was actually doing this, and they saw it right in black and white. Yes, what I was saying is true. They have the evidence of it. They're going right to their supervisor. This would be handled. That's what.
So here we go again with Phil always saying that the person at the job at the establishment that wronged him agrees with him. I'm noticing a pattern here.
I was told at the end of yesterday's stream. Okay. So basically after that stream, I was able to do a stream last night of Street Fighter, no problems. But the thing is, I never had a problem with late streams. This person, apparently, when they were working, was always day shift. So they would always maliciously mess with my internet during, like, the morning or afternoon. And then I guess when their shift ended, they didn't have the opportunity to do it anymore, because I never had a night stream that went down like that or anything like that, okay?
Wrong, okay? Wrong. We did this. We talked about this before. I'll just go ahead and recap it for people that didn't watch the other videos. When a technician, a field tech, they have a work phone, an iPhone, in fact, and an iPad. It's been documented on this channel. Go back in my other videos. They can get access. They could get access to anyone's account if they have their phone number, if they have their address, if they have their name, if they have... Essentially, there's ways that any employee can look up any account. They can see how the signal looks. They can see the history as to every interaction that you've had with Comcast. If somebody leaves if a customer leaves like a bad review on your survey, it'll show it up there. This is the guy talking shit when there's people that have worked for the company telling you that it's not the case.
But you know, the way I'm thinking is this guy's gonna go out with a blaze of glory, right? If he's gonna go out and he's gonna get fired or he's gonna get arrested or whatever it's gonna be that's gonna happen to him, he's definitely going to try to mess with me one more time.
No, you're not worth it, buddy boy. You ain't worth it. But if y'all are doing it, if y'all are out there doing it, big ups, guys. Big ups.
Before he loses that access. So I think today, you know, that's it. I'm gonna turn on the stream and immediately it's gonna go down or whatever, right? So all this is going on in the back of my head. Now, in the meantime, I want to give you guys an update on the situation. I've been talking to the Xfinity support social media team about this behind the scenes, and they said they couldn't help me. You got to talk to the fraud department and all that. So I have been keeping them in the loop of what's been going on. I told them about being on hold for 3 hours, getting no help.
One of my favorite things, and by favorite I mean I fucking hated it as a Comcast employee, was when someone would come up to me and tell me their life fucking story about how Comcast has wronged them at every point. Okay, I got you. Our customer service may not be what it should be, but you gotta think we are such a huge company, my friend. When you're calling, you know, you're gonna get an outsourced person. You may get somebody local. It's a roulette sometimes. You don't know. But pro tip, hey buddy, are you watching these videos? Please just leave a comment. Let me know that you're watching these videos. I'm here to help. I'm here to help you. Like, maybe you're not like cognitively aware that you're doing this. I'm going to offer an olive branch, my friend. I know you have me blocked on Twitter. It's fine. I understand. But you can still reach out to me on email or YouTube. Leave a comment on the video. Let me know that you've seen this. Here's my advice to you. No Comcast employee gives a fuck about your trials and tribulations when it comes to the company and how they did you wrong. You tell us what the problem is, we'll tell you how to fix it, or we'll send somebody that will go and fix the problem for you. Or we'll just tell you that we can't fix your problem and fuck off. Respectfully.
I told them about all this stuff, and then yesterday, after I did my 4-hour stream, I sent them the link to the first video, the 50-minute video explaining the situation where I talked about it publicly.
Yes! Yes! Ain't nobody wasting 50 minutes of their goddamn time listening to this idiot talk about how Comcast wronged them, unless it's one of us.
Another one.
His video also, by the way, that we enjoyed together, the video where he contradicted himself at every turn and made himself look like a complete jackass and Karen. But pop
all of a
off,
sudden,
King, let's hear it.
Their tone changed. We are so sorry we didn't take action on this sooner. We're sorry we did not get your information. Let's go ahead and do that now. They took down...
You mean to tell me? You mean to tell me that all of a sudden, once you showed them your video, that all of a sudden there was a tone change and they were like, oh, Mr. Burnell, we're going to take care of this. We're going to fuck off.
Contact info. They said they have a corporate representative that
Here
will be
we go
handling this and is now
again.
going to be jumping on the case and will be contacting me. And in fact, they did actually call me this morning, but I missed the call. They didn't leave a voicemail, but they actually called my phone and I missed it. Okay? So the funny part about all of this, all right, is that apparently Comcast does actually have people who handle situations like this, but they weren't taking me seriously. Despite the fact that a month ago I showed them the evidence that this was happening, they found it in my modem, they ignored it. They mishandled it completely. And then all day Monday, 3 hours on phones, putting in tickets and logs, they ignored that too. I had to make a video about it on my YouTube channel in order to get them to take it seriously.
My man has a delusions of grandeur, thinking that, oh, so wait, you mean to tell me that you gave him the link to your video and then immediately they were like, oh, fuck no, we gotta take care of this? You didn't... Where was the point where they watched the video and then agreed with you? they made a stream about it, and then they were talking like, oh, this guy ain't serious. And then when the video dropped, they're like, oh shit, he means serious business.
That's not right. That's completely ridiculously unfortunate. And I hope that they're going to learn a lesson from this.
Let me tell you something, buddy boy. In my tenure as a Comcast employee, as a technician in the field, allow me to run down a list of all the different things that have happened to me as a technician by customers out in the field. I had a gun pulled on me because of a remote control issue. I was held against my will in a customer's house, and the customer would not allow me to leave until their problem was fixed. Another Karen. I've had people chase my van down roads, around corners, and all the way back to the shop because they wanted to ask me a question about a charge or something of the sort. All of these things happen to me by customers that I then have to report incidences to my superiors and to Comcast proper, only for them, Comcast, to continue to send me to the same customers, to the same people, reintroducing me to the situation that I had to report to them. You know what Comcast did? You know what Comcast did to their own employees? What makes you think they give a fuck about what's going to happen to you?
That you can't, and not everyone is a YouTuber who has the ability to stream or make a video about a bad situation going on. How is it that if someone maliciously is doing stuff to you, you know, they're not going to help you? It's ridiculous. You should take it of the utmost seriousness. What they say, oh, your security is of the utmost importance to us. It obviously wasn't. With all the stuff that I was telling them, they weren't doing anything about it. It obviously wasn't, right?
Obviously.
So, supposedly, today, this is getting taken care of internally by Comcast. That's what I was told yesterday by their support line.
They'll tell that to everybody. They'll tell you anything to get you to fuck off the phone, because that's also a metric. I was on the phone with them for 3 hours. Trust me, bro. They don't want you on the phone for 3 hours. They want you to get the fuck off the line so other people can come on and bitch to them about being on the phone for 3 hours.
Who found the evidence that this really was happening. But there's no guarantee that it's happening immediately. Like I said, right now, at any moment, my internet could go down. And if it does, I will chat with you guys. The chat's still going to work. And I'll continue recording all of that.
You can still
okay?
exclamation point tip.
And supposedly, this corporate rep will be contacting me. So we'll talk about what's happening in the future. Because let's be honest, this is completely ridiculous. My information is on the internet.
Put a pin in that, by the way. Put a pin in what he just said right there.
My account and stuff like that. You know what I mean? It's insane amounts of security breach and privacy breach. So I want to know what they're going to do. I really am curious what they're going to say or offer, like extra security. What are they doing for me now? Because now this has happened.
They're going to tell you to fuck off, mother. You know, when I first started doing these videos, I was trying to be like respectful and kind of like coming at this with a more empathetic tone to it. But just the longer I've done this and the more videos that I've put out, the less I give a shit about this guy's feelings. He is insufferable. There's just no helping this guy.
I guess we're going to find out.
I guess.
All right. But that's where we're leaving it for now. But all of this going on, you know, it takes a toll. It does. It makes me feel awful. It makes me feel like shit. And
you know what also makes you feel awful? Eating DoorDash every day, 2 or 3 times a day, and drinking gin. And not exercising and staying inside all day.
You know, last night, I went to sleep and kind of felt like, all right, well, you know, hopefully tomorrow things will...
When did you go to sleep? And what were you doing before you went to sleep? Were you drinking? Were you playing WWE Champions? Were you searching yourself online on Twitter and on YouTube to see what people are talking about you? Have you watched my videos? Buddy, please let me know if you've watched my videos.
You take the bubbles and shut them up your fucking ass. How about that?
Will go all right.
No thanks. Exit
right,
ramp only, friend.
Hopefully, this is, you know, this will all blow over. So I wake up this morning, and this is the sad part, is that I've told you guys this before, and a lot of people don't take it seriously. They think it's a joke. It's not, okay? I suffer from depression.
And that is the kill shot, boys. Let me introduce you to Darkside Phil. Previously on DSP Gaming. This is, and I quote, what Darkside Phil had said to a chatter in his stream, bringing up the fact that he was sad and he was upset. Super Meat Boy, how you doing? You're really depressed tonight, huh? You're really depressed. Gotta derail my whole stream and be negative in the chat, cause no one's paying attention to you. So I'm paying you attention. Don't think we forgot.
Had it my whole life. Well, I would say I probably got it around the time I was a teenager, is when it first kicked in. And every once in a while, it rears its ugly head again. All right? And it never goes away. It's always there in the back of your head. All right? And
in the back of your neck, the back of your head, the back of your mind. And it keeps telling me it's WWE Champions time.
what happened was, I woke up this morning and I felt like death. Like, I didn't want to move. I didn't want to do nothing at all. I just wanted to lay in bed and be left alone.
How was that different than any other day?
I didn't want to get up. I didn't want to even use the bathroom. I just wanted to sit there. Miserable,
Piss
okay?
on yourself. Shit on yourself.
So, I did for a while. And let me tell you this, guys. The major difference between me now and me 10 years ago, hell, even 5 years ago,
man.
if you do the math, it would have been 6 years ago. You know, me as an older YouTuber or an old-time YouTuber from back in the day when I was younger versus now. Thank God I met Kat, because she is the light in my life. She is one of the major reasons every single day why I get up, because I want to see her, I want to be with her. And she basically, after me, like being in bed for hours, like alone, not wanting to move, not wanting to do nothing. And by the way, if you wonder what it's like when you're in...
By the way, David Barkley, what the fuck is wrong with you, boy? You're falling for it, man.
Depression. Basically, there's no logical reason that you don't feel good. Okay? It's not like, oh, you know, this and that. Now, in my case, there's a lot of things going on that triggers this, right? Obviously, we know what's going on.
He's triggered, boys. He's triggered.
Publicly, you guys know all about what's going on with my business and this online harassment and all of that. But also, you know, there's other stuff going on, too, behind the scenes, private stuff that you guys don't know about that I've told you over this year. There's been some serious things that have happened to us that, you know, we're dealing with in our own private life. And it adds up. You know what I'm saying?
So then why bring it up if it's private, bro? I had some serious shit happen to me over the weeks. I've kept it vague. I've been away from the internet, now I'm back. And even with this guy talking about depression and shit, I'm not going to relate my personal stories to him or to the internet. It ain't none of your business. I've had some very kind people, especially all in the detractor community, reach out to me and notice my disappearance and wanted to make sure that everything was good. And I fucking love you guys for that. Thank you.
And if this were me, I'm not exaggerating. I woke up, I didn't want to talk to anyone, I didn't want to interact with anyone. I had to post up an update so you guys knew that I wasn't coming to stream, right? But
because he is so up his own ass. These people need to know where Dark Side Phil is. I didn't have that fucking feeling, bro. I just had to handle business. I was handling business. I was taking care of shit.
Basically, that was it. That's all I did. I didn't even move after that. And if I did not have Kat in my life, okay, I probably would still be in bed right now. I probably would still be a miserable lump, and I would feel ultimately depressed. I'd probably be like crying and fucking feeling like shit. And just hating everything, hating life, hating myself, hating everything. Because that's what depression really is. That it's a self.
Awesome for us.
It's a self. What do they call it? Not replicating. It's a self-feeding cycle. That's the best way to say it. It's a self-feeding cycle, right? You feel miserable, so then you do things as a result of feeling miserable. Because you do those things, they make your situation worse, and now that makes you feel miserable again. So then you do the things that make the situation worse, that make you feel miserable again. It's an endless cycle like this. Okay?
It sounds like this is an endless cycle. You get some good support, and then the support wanes, and then you manufacture an emergency, and then you get the money, and then the money wanes, and then another manufactured crisis happens, and then you get money.
So it never improves until you get you get something to pull you out of it. And you know, thank God.
Do I know
that I have Kat, because she did. She was like, "Are you all right? What's this is ridiculous. What's going on?" You know, and she got me. She got me to get up. She got me to move around, shower. You know, and I.
She's like, "Bro, you fucking stink, bro. Get the fuck out of bed. You stink. Don't stink up the bed, bruh."
Coffee out of bagel. All right, you know what? All right, I'm gonna get moving again. That's it. You know, we gotta go.
He's always moving.
And then the thing is, right now, it's in my head right now. I'm not even kidding. Like right now, I feel like shit. Like actually, in the back of my head, I got these awful thoughts about you're a piece of shit, and you don't deserve nothing, and this, that's what it is. You get that awful, negative, overbearing feeling of doom and gloom for no logical reason.
You mean like this?
Take the bubbles and shut them up your fucking ass. How about that?
Like, I know this thing that happened with Comcast obviously is completely wrong. It never should have happened. It's a crime. Even if someone doesn't like me, there's a difference between trolling someone or making fun of them on the internet or actually committing crimes against them, which is what's happened to me, right? So I know that in my head, but that's not what depression does. It doesn't care. It doesn't give a shit about...
We don't care. We don't give a shit. Call us depression if you want.
Logic. What it is, it's emotion. It's deep, unflinchable emotion.
Unflinchable.
Okay?
Jesus.
And it sucks. when it hits. So thank God, because here I am. I'm supposed to be getting up today, motivating myself to do a stream. I was going to play Super Mario RPG, and even if the internet went out, I was going to push forward anyway. I was going to record it locally, so it didn't matter if the internet went down because it's a single player game anyway. And I can't even get out of fucking bed now because of all this shit, right? It's terrible. It's shitty. It sucks.
Woe is me. Too bad, so sad.
Okay? So, yeah, that's what happened this morning. But eventually, thanks to my wife, here I am, all right? So it's very late. It's 1:52 p.m., all right? And I'm going to do a show. We're going to do a podcast here today. And we're going to hang out, and we're going to interact, and we're going to have a good show time.
Oh, you know I got to get paid, bruh.
And I'm happy about that, because that's what I need. I need normalcy. I need things going well and just being smooth and no bullshit.
I need you guys
the internet goes
to give
out,
me
fuck
money.
it. I'll still go anyway, and I can chat with you guys. The chat will continue to work. If you see the stream go down, I can still talk with you in the chat, okay? So there you go, right? So that's what we're doing. And hopefully this is the end of it. Maybe they did internally take care of it, right? Maybe they did. Maybe that's why right now the internet's not going down. I don't know. I'll be honest, that was another factor in my head is I don't even want to go on stream because I don't want to give this guy any more attention. I don't want to give him the satisfaction, right? That he'll be able to go on this stream and reset my modem or do something, and then he feels like he got instant gratification because he had an action on this planet that had a consequence or something. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people on this planet they're insignificant or they feel insignificant. So what they do is they create situations where they get an outcome based on their actions, and as long as they get that outcome, they feel like they have value. Wow.
My man is projecting. He is so close. He is so close. Just turn it. Just turn it around. Turn around 180. Yeah, 180. Look at that face, by the way. Look at that. A face only a horse would love. I am still team divorce, by the way. Team divorce gang gang.
I did something today and it actually affected someone. Sadly, the problem is it's usually negative. It's usually, wow, I hurt someone today. I did something, I got away with it, and someone really got screwed over. Haha. I don't know how that's validation.
This piece of shit couldn't make money off of the internet.
Think about it, but that's how some people are. It's a result of, sadly, having people on this planet with no real meaning in their life, right? If you have meaning, if you have positivity in your life, if you have meaningful things you do every day, right? You have activities that you like to do, you have friends, you have family, you have a job that maybe you feel is worthwhile and fulfilling, whatever it may be, if you have that positive factor in your life, that's what you focus on. You don't focus on taking the positivity away from others who have it. But that's how a lot of people are on planet Earth.
Does this man look positive to you? Is this guy like a positive influence in anybody's life? His cat, he doesn't take care of. He hasn't gotten the blood work taken care of. His wife, we are all of the mind that she doesn't live in the house anymore. She doesn't live there anymore. That's a whole other video.
And that's sad. It's really messed up. And I feel like it's a major problem that's going to get worse and worse. And now with the internet being such a factor and so much power of anonymity and people being able to do things to each other remotely.
Anonymity. By the way, I'm here on camera. You can see my face. You can find me on MCW Pro Wrestling. Come by. I'll get you a comp ticket to the show, bro. Come out and see the show. Like, all of this is entertainment to me. I don't take this personally. None of this shit that I'm doing right here is personal. I find myself fascinated with this fucking guy. And I was fortunate enough to link up with other like-minded people that happen to also be very genuinely nice people from many different walks of life. Creeds, cultures, influences. I watch these people that will have a very stern opinion on one thing about this guy that I do not agree with, but that's the beauty of it. We're not a hive mind. We're not thinking the same thing all the time. We're clashing, we're butting heads a little bit, and we live and we let live. But not this guy. This guy, like, I don't know, man. It's fascinating. This is like reality TV to me, man. And I hate reality
worse
TV
and worse
because it's so fake. But
so just think about that, right? This person, that was in the back of my head. I'm like, if I go on stream, right, and this guy resets my internet, now he feels validated again, even though Comcast is aware and he's likely on his way out the door, whether it's today, tomorrow, next week, whatever.
I want to let you know, buddy boy, I got the remote right here, the kill switch. I got the kill switch. And you fucking cross me, boy, I'm gonna hit that big red button up here for off. Cutting your internet off.
It is. You would think you know, they would do it right away, but that doesn't mean nothing. You know how corporations work. They're like a slug. They're like a molasses rolling down a slow hill, right? It's like...
You know why? Because corporations are big and they have to do the appropriate channels in order to get shit done. They're not going to immediately go to whoever was attached to his account and go, you're done, get the fuck out. Nah, they got to do, because, oh, wrongful termination, by the way, you wouldn't know about that because, one, I mean, oh my God, I'm not even going to get into it, but apparently, you know, all of the reasons why he got released from his other jobs was not his fault, but they had to go through the due process. So, I mean, like, how does he expect these things to work?
That's how they get stuff done. So, really, like, I just was thinking this in the back of my head. It was another reason why I was like, I don't want to go on stream today. I don't want to do it. I don't want to go on stream today, right? So, anyway, all that being said, here I am, just very, very late. And I apologize for that. Obviously, that was not my intention. I wanted to be here on time. I wanted to hang out with all of you. I wanted to put meaningful content out and be positive. And it's hard. It's absolutely positively hard to do that with all the shit going on in my life. And this is just one of the many things, but it's just the thing you know about today, right? And it's like, here we go. The next thing, the next thing. And you know, it's funny because some people even say to me, how do you get through this? Like, this is crazy stuff that happens to you. So how do you manage to get through it? I hate to say it, but when you get to a point when so much has happened, okay, you basically get to a point where you're desensitized to it. So think about it.
So think about it like this. He just said that he's depressed. This nonsense with Comcast, this nonsense with the trolls, this nonsense with the detractors, it has affected him negatively. It's affecting his way of life. It's affecting his money. But then he turns around and says, oh, well, you know, after it happens all this time, it doesn't affect me. Like, you get numb to it. What the fuck? Make it make sense.
It this way. The first time you ever saw a really gory horror movie, right? Where someone gets like brutally attacked and, you know, and hurt. The first time you see it, you're like, oh God, that's awful. You're like, oh my God, it can actually affect you really badly. And then the third time it happens, you're like, all right. And then when you've seen Friday the 13th part 72, where, you know, he's ripping people's limbs off and shoving it up their nostrils, you're kind of desensitized to it. You don't feel anything much anymore because you've seen it a million times.
So this is another thing that I fucking hate about this guy. And like, I know you're watching, buddy. I'm going to say you're watching. Hey, what's up, man? I challenge you to a steel cage match at MCW. We got a steel cage. We got a ring. Let's go. I will take you on the cage match, but that's not the point. The point is, this guy, one of his isms is he will like go to the absolute extreme when he's talking about something and extrapolate and just go off like, and then Friday the 13th, 127, and then Jason comes up and shoves something up his ass, like, and then rips him apart in his ass. Like, he also has this thing about shoving things up people's asses.
I kid you not. I wish that this were a joke I'm about to tell you right now. It is not. This is not the first time that someone has done something like this to me. This is not the second time that someone has done something like this to me.
2.
This is the third time.
3 times, baby, the triple threat. We got him.
Has done something like this to me.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. President, a third attempt has hit the building.
They maliciously got control of something they should not have control of, and they took money away from me, or they did something that was not authorized, or you know what I mean? This is the third time. So, yeah, if this were the first time, I'd probably be absolutely freaking out, but number 3, you kind of don't feel that, you know what I mean? Like,
I don't know what you mean because you told me the complete opposite earlier.
So that's the deal, you know, and it's stuff that this is just a fact of life for me now, you know? I mean, you guys say, well, is it ever gonna get better? I don't know, because here's the thing. I have done as much as I feel like I can, and I am still trying on a daily basis to improve myself and be a better person.
Nothing wrong.
I understand that I am flawed. I understand that I make mistakes.
I'm a fallible human being. Here we go again. Here we go again. He's going to now, like, I'm just one of you guys. I'm just a human. I'm only human. I make mistakes.
Right? I fly off the cuff. I have rage. I have anger issues sometimes. Sometimes I'm disrespectful to a fan or a viewer. Sometimes I'm disrespectful to a troll, which I think they deserve, but obviously I should be better than that, right? A lot of people say I act ungrateful sometimes, or I ask for too much from my audience. You know, there's many things that I feel like over time I can still improve on. I'm definitely not perfect, but I do feel that I have improved. I've done the internal searching work. Since I met Kat, I feel like I've become a better person, right? So the question is, what else can I really do? Because it seems like the people who have issue with me have issue with old Phil, or, you know what I mean? These weird oddball things that become these obsessions for them, and that's why they don't like me. But it has nothing to do with me or my content or anything I put out on the internet. It's just these...
It does. It has everything to do with you and your content, because your content is nothing but you begging your fans for money. And you're taking advantage of people who are not mentally equipped to understand that you are scamming them. You are scanning. Like if we're talking plain English here, your fan base are generally people who can't do anything but watch a stream. You're their only escape into the real world, if you want to call it that, because none of this shit is real. This is Bizarro land. And like, I see online people that like kind of like stick up for you or like try to push back against detractors and people that are like in the space talking about like this kind of shit. And like, I mean, look, I'm just saying, I'm keeping 100 on both sides. Like, ain't nobody like 100% right in the right here, because I see some wild shit on the internet and I'm like, man, I don't know. Why are we putting up information like that? Different people, man. I don't know. But it all goes back to this guy. Like, he is the source.
These weird obsessive circles of hate and weirdness. Because that's the thing. There's a difference between, okay, it's like hatred against someone because they did something really vile, right?
You did do something vile. You continue to do vile things.
I'm not a political guy. I'm not a religious guy. Like, I don't even talk about the things that you would think would be...
That's right. Remember, he had like 2 whales that would give him gifts all the time, and then he like said something about zombie Jesus that kind of upset them. Like the brothers. They were like brothers. I forget their names. Somebody please put it in the comments, whoever these brothers were. And like, he did not take back what he said. Like, he made an off the cuff comment about Jesus being a zombie. And these guys, these people that like supported Phil, were very religious and said, hey man, can you just not? And then he was like fuck off.
Incredibly polarizing. You know what I mean? I just don't get it. I don't understand, like, because will it ever get better? I want it to get better. I want it to the nonsense to really stop at this point, because it's to the point where it's getting dangerous, you know, this stuff, and you have to hope.
It's dangerous. They changed my Wi-Fi name.
Right? You have to hope that it will get better, all right? But I don't know if it will, because I'm not controlling it anymore. These actions that are happening to me are not a direct result of me doing something heinous, right?
You don't know. You don't know. You just don't know. And yet you are talking like you know.
It wasn't like last week I went on stream and I had a racist tirade against people and people, wow, that guy's a disgusting racist, let's get him. That didn't happen. Nothing like that ever happened.
It could have.
It's the opposite.
I'm sure it did.
It literally is the polar opposite of that. My streams are tame.
I am not,
right?
I'm not racist
Phil's actually not that
guys.
interesting of a guy. Much more interesting to talk about, you know, Wings or Boogie or someone else. He's just not that interesting to talk about. When you say that, I take that as a compliment. Because I don't want to be a drama guy that's all anyone talks about. I would rather...
You are a drama guy that everybody talks about. You are. And if you leaned into it a little bit, you would find the success that you're looking for. But you can't get past your own ego. You cannot get past your own ego to figure this shit out. Oh my God, if I had a portion, a small little piece of what you had. Like, there's an entire YouTube community of people that follow you and religiously, and you have like catchphrases and things that you can put on t-shirts and emotes. You could have so much more if you just accepted the fact that you are not accepted on the internet the way that you think you are. Well, you are your own worst enemy, bro.
I'd rather sit here and relax with my audience and have tame days, enjoy games, laugh at fails, laugh at rage, have a good time. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to be virally popular. I don't need to be Mr. Drama, to be in the news that every YouTuber is talking about and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I don't care about that shit.
It sounded like you didn't care about that shit when you were calling out LTG. Or shitting on Review Tech USA. Or calling anybody that dares says anything about you mouth-drooling idiots.
So it really disturbs me that I have nothing to do with any of that, yet I've got situations like this happening. And at some point, you know, people ask me legit questions like, Phil, you're now in your 40s. You ever think about having kids? Having kids? Are you insane?
His dick don't work. That's what the fuck. Are you insane? He hasn't used that shit in years.
What happens just to me and my family, my direct family, being harassed constantly, stalked, attacked at every turn. And now you think I should have kids? How irresponsible would it be for me to have a child and put them into the situations that I am in? What did they do to deserve that? Right? That's not a choice that they made. That would be something they're forced into, a life of...
Can I just say, as a member of the detractor community, and I feel like we can all agree on this, and please let me know if this is something that you align with or something that sell me another opinion. I'm open to discussion. As a detractor, as somebody that does not like this guy specifically, would you go after his kid if he had a kid? I think that's too much. I feel like that's too much. The kid doesn't know. The kid doesn't know. I mean, it's going to be rough being Darkside Phil's kid anyway. So, I mean, what is there left to do?
Drama. You know what I mean? Like, why on earth? You know? So, it shouldn't be. When you think about that, like, whoa, that shouldn't be a consideration. You're right, it shouldn't. But it is. It absolutely is. I got to think about things fairly and logically. It's like, I can't have a kids and stuff. How could I? How could I ever have that? And that's fucked up to think that way, but that's how I have to think.
That's how he has to think, but I remember him declaring that he would not have kids because of the trolls. So this is a moot point. He's just selling the drama. I'm not a drama guy, but allow me to sell you some drama.
You know? It's really messed up, man. So, that's what I mean. Like, I just want to be left alone with my audience to do the content I do. I don't want to be involved in the hate circles and the drama circles. I stay out of them on purpose. Yet, the internet just seems to have lashed its claws into me because I've been around for so long, because I used to be a more polarizing figure over a decade ago, and they just never let go. I have become like the whipping boy of the internet. So, it's easy to just make fun of Phil. It's easy to just,
it is a lot of, it is
make the meme about him, make the joke about him, make the crack about him. So now, do we see the end result of that? When I become the butt of every joke, even though I'm not doing anything that's wrong or polarizing, I'm not even pissing anyone off, you get people like this crazy person at Comcast.
You piss me off so much with your dumb shit, man. You piss me off so much. I hate watch you. I wait to hear what dumb shit you say next. I can't believe the tales that you tell. I can't believe that you think this is okay behavior. Like, you are truly like a case study. You are textbook narcissist, bro. Because of you and because of the way that I watch you, I now understand and I see that type of behavior in other people. And I know how to navigate through those conversations with those people, because sometimes I have to interact with them more times than I care to admit. However, I still do it because I have to. So I guess thanks for that.
To mess with me like this because everyone on the internet doesn't like me. You understand? It's direct cause and effect. Can we look at this situation now from a big picture perspective? And can we say, wow, the reason Phil's life is fucked up is because everyone just constantly makes fun of him,
because
even though he's not doing anything to cause it. And because of that, now there's legit thousands of people on earth that hate his guts and might hurt him. At what point do we think it was just okay to act like this and do this constantly? You know what I'm saying? Like, and it shouldn't have ever been allowed. YouTube should have never allowed this bandwagon mentality of drama, conspiracy, hatred, bullying. That's the word for it. That 100% is the word for all of this. It became monetized bullying.
Let's go! Monetized bullying. I'm making that t-shirt. $25 on the Spring Store, baby.
That should not be allowed anywhere. It shouldn't be on YouTube.
Are you impeding on my First Amendment rights to call you a fucking beggar? A piece of shit? I don't think so. Not in this America, baby.
It shouldn't be on Twitch. It shouldn't be on any social media site. There should be no monetized bullying at all.
Just so everybody is aware, I don't get monetized for doing these videos. I do not monetize. I can't monetize because I'm a small-time channel. I'm smaller than this guy. I do this for the fun of the game.
Okay? And it is messed up that they have turned it into an almost industry of monetized bullying. Right? And it's like, what power do I have? I'm just the little small guy, right? If I don't respond, they continue the bullying. And it never goes away, and you know what I mean? If I do...
Here's a pro tip, my guy. I know you're watching these videos. Look, I'm here to help. I'm here to help. It may be tough love, but I feel like you need to know this.
I fueled the bullying. So
I forgot what I was going to say. I'm sure it was good.
It's like, no matter what I do, if I respond, if I don't respond, it stays, and it's...
yes. It was don't feed the trolls. Don't feed the trolls. There's Cyraxes out there. There's Christians out there. There's Boogie. There's Wings. There's more than enough lolcows to go around, my friend. Just keep your head down. Keep pushing. And then I think the real issue here is that you cannot... you say it in a very roundabout way, but like you love begging for money. You love doing the bare minimum for money. If you like really just came out and said, hey guys, literally I'm just here so I can make money, and I'm here to make money, so give me money. Don't spin these tales and saying these things. Don't flourish it. Don't like dress it up to be some sort of other thing.
It continues, right? Like right now, there's people legit pissed off that I will not respond to their bullying. I've been completely ignoring certain groups of people who every day talk about me. Why? Because they don't deserve my time and attention, and just talking about it gives them what they want so they can keep that circle going of hatred and bullying, right?
Snake, what the fuck are you doing, man? The fuck's wrong with you?
But that drives them nuts, and I'll bring me up again, and you know what I mean? They're never satisfied. So why is it allowed? Why is there an entire shows of that on YouTube? Why is that not stricken from YouTube immediately or flagged for demonetization? You can't make money on it. So make the content, but you ain't gonna get anything as a result of this, right?
Well, let me put your mind at ease, my friend, because I'm doing this shit for free, buddy. Nothing on this channel is getting monetized.
That's what should happen. All of that content should be flagged, and once it's flagged for demonetization, guess what? They'll all go away because the only reason they're doing it is for money. They'll do it for free, for fun. They want to make bucks on it. That's why they're doing it, right? So that's exactly what should happen. But is YouTube doing that? So the cycle continues. I sit here, I do nothing. I just play games, have fun, chill with my audience.
I do nothing. Rebsy made an excellent YouTube video, by the way, and I can't wait to watch it with you guys. I'm going to live react to it sometime soon. But Rebsy made a video of DSP treats everyone like shit. It's now on part 6. And, okay, there was a bug flying around. That's all right. We're going to let live, bring live, up drama, and let live, right?
Respond to that, but I'm not going to sit here. Like, for example, I didn't even watch that Turkey Tom documentary on me. I'm not going to.
DSP treats
right?
everyone like
everyone
shit,
talked about it.
6.
And now Turkey Tom got additional videos out of it just because you guys talked about it and I responded, right? So that's the cycle. It's not even I have to bring it up anymore. It just comes up in natural conversation. And
by the way, Turkey Tom, in the grand scheme of things, Darkside Phil is so small and insignificant. He's doing videos on Dream and all of these other personalities. He has bigger fish to fry. Once again, your delusions of grandeur has seeped into your head to think that, like, maybe this guy, Turkey Tom, he talked about me because he's trying to get the bag. He got the bag, bruh. I saw the Turkey Tom documentary. It was good.
That becomes their content for the day. Shout out Turkey Tom. It's fucked up. It really is.
Oh.
So,
hydration break.
I don't know what to say or do about the future. All I can say is, here's what I will tell you all. First of all, I apologize I was not here on time today. I'm going to tell you now what we're going to do today because it's a very different schedule. But good news is we're going to get this lingering Starfield done with. All right, we are. We're finally going to finish it today, have it done and stuff like that, okay? But here's the deal, all right? Here's what I can promise you, all right? Here's what I absolutely can promise all of you.
Promise?
I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to quit. I'm not going to go cry in a corner. I mean, it hit me bad today, and I almost did that. Like, that's literally almost what I did today.
Almost. Before he said he did, and now he's saying he almost. Fuck off, man. Fuck off. Seriously, no. Look at me, motherfucker. Look at me in my eyes. You don't know what the fuck depression is. Fuck you. You're living in the lap of luxury. Fuck you. Gated community. Fuck you. Sitting in your goddamn room. Surrounded by garbage. Fuck you. Seriously. Fuck you and your depression. You don't know depression.
Thankfully, my wife pulled me out of that. Okay, and I'm so grateful to have her in my life forever. You know what I mean? So, thank you for understanding what's going on. A lot of you reached out to me and said very nice things, and I appreciate it.
I'm reaching out to you right here, buddy.
Yeah, and I just want you to know I'm not giving up. I love what I do. This is the best thing that I've ever done for work. This is the most meaningful thing that I've done publicly. You know what I mean? Privately, yes, my marriage is the most important thing. But publicly, abso-freaking-lutely, being a live streamer, content creator, having this relationship with you every day, enjoying games, sharing our passion, having meaningful discussions.
I'm just so
relaxing with each other.
I'm just so fucking mad at this guy. Before I was just like trying to see things. I was just trying to like show a different opinion on what he thought was going on with the Comcast thing, but it is devolved into like an absolute, like I can't. I'm gonna keep going.
All of that. That is 100% so meaningful to me. I'm not going to give it up because of this kind of action.
He's now rallying the troops. This is like cult speak. He's a fucking cult leader, by the way. He has all of the tendencies. I would love to have that guy. I wish I could remember his name. But he talks about like the QAnon people, and he talks about like Heaven's Gate people, and he'll talk about like evangelists, tele-evangelists and stuff like that. He used to be in a cult. He used to be like in like some sort of cult that he escaped from. I would love to get his opinion on this guy right here.
All right? That is the antithesis of who I am. Remember, what I used to tell you guys is when people used to hate on me for...
Antithesis. Hold on. What does antithesis mean? A person or thing that is the direct opposite of someone or something else. Okay.
It motivates me. The hatred, being told that I'm not good enough, I'm a piece of shit, I'm this, I'm that, I'm on level 1. When you say that about me, you actually give me strength.
Well, while he's having fun all the way down on level 1, we are feeling fine all the way up here at level 99.
Because now my resolve is redoubled to prove you wrong. That I will still be here no matter what. When this world goes to shit, I will still be streaming. When all of my contemporaries are falling apart and they're demonetized and they can't make a living, I'll still be here. Alright? Right now, if a chasm opened up in the middle of my front street and Satan came out of the chasm, for me, alright, I would jump into the fucking chasm with Satan. I would drag him down to hell. I would shove my hand up his fucking ass.
There he goes again with shoving things up people's asses. I mean, I don't kink shame, but like he really, that's his go-to. That's old reliable.
Alright? I would rip his head off like a fucking puppet. And then I would climb out of the chasm and I would turn my stream on to be with you guys.
God. More delusions of grandeur. I mean, like, it's rapid fire. It's one after another. I don't care if 9/11 happened 20 times over. I would stop the terrorists. I would karate chop the box cutters out of their hands, and I will monkey flip another terrorist down the hallway and land the plane and save the day, and then I would run right back home so I can turn on the stream to beg for money.
I don't give a shit about any of this bullshit. None of it is ever going to stop me. You
It sounds like he doesn't give a shit, but we already spent close to 30 minutes talking about it, so obviously he doesn't give a shit.
understand? I'm going to make content how I want to for as long as I possibly can. It will be me who decides when I stop making content. Nobody
Me.
else. Me. I will determine that date. All right? It will be me. So understand that. It doesn't matter what people say or do. It doesn't matter what kind of nonsense they make up. It doesn't matter the level of harassment that I get. None of this matters. I will still be here to chill with you. I know that sounds crazy, but so is my life. How many times I said, I know this is going to sound crazy, but it's actually true. And I told you the story, and it really is true, right?
When you have to tell me that the story is true, the first thing I think to myself is, it's probably not true.
So there you go, all right? For me, and this is the truth, the actual worst part, all right, about all of this, the worst thing that would happen to me ever would be if people didn't care. That if I turned on my stream one day and there was no one on the other side.
Boys, girls, y'all, you know what to do. Ignore him. Do not feed the troll. He just gave us the key. Don't watch him. That's why I don't watch your channel. That's why I watch Snort Hogan, Duty Streams, Chill Murray, and others.
No one cared about me. No one wanted to hang out with me. No one wanted to hear my thoughts and see me play a video game. No one, that's the date when I realized that's not worth it anymore, right? Let's just end this all, turn it off for good. That'll be the day. All right? But that's not what's happened. Sure, I'm less prominent now.
Interesting
sure,
choice of
there's less
words.
people who watch my content on a regular basis. That's true. But I'm not a failure, all right? In any definition of the term that
Keep telling yourself that. Decade of failure.
a logical person would have. Now, if you're a drama-dealing idiot who just wants to create problems for people on the internet, you could say I'm a failure because I'm not as big as I used to be. I didn't make the decisions that would have set me up financially for life or whatever. I could have been bigger, right? In my opinion, I feel like if I had changed.
In my opinion, fuck you, by the way. In my opinion, you rode the wave of the YouTube ad stuff and you squandered it. You, Boogie, and Wings. Fuck all three of you, by the way. If I just had a small little fraction of what you guys had, I could have cultivated that into something more. You see all that we've got going on here? I love this stuff. I love doing this stuff. And I had to wait until I legit quit my full-time job at Comcast in order to see this through. And now I'm using it to be toxic on the internet, which unfortunately gets me the views. But that's what it took. I had to improvise, I had to adapt, and then now I'm overcoming. But now I'm sounding like him, so I'm gonna stop.
Who I was to do that, to become financially sound or whatever, my life would suck. I would do something I don't enjoy, right? I enjoy what I do. Doing these fun game playthroughs, enjoying.
I don't know, guys. I don't know. It's a dire situation, guys. I got these two big bills. Fuck off.
Multiplayer games, hanging out with you guys, having meaningful discussions. I like the new React channel I'm doing now. It's been fun all year to do this kind of extra projects and stuff like that. You know what I mean? All of it. It's awesome. And you could judge for yourself, oh, well, you don't have this, you know that. You're right. But at the same time, I'm happy. I have a great home life. I have a great business here. So your judgments of failure are different from mine, for sure. I'm never going to give up what I truly have passion for, right? I'm lucky that I'm able to make a living doing this, while most other people cannot. They've had to find ways to monetize when, you know, they couldn't do the content that originally they wanted to do, whether that means hurting others, taking in product placements, and all kinds of crap that I feel devalue what you're doing on the internet, right?
By the way, hey, I'm open for sponsorships, by the way. So if you're looking for an excellent platform to show off your brand.
So I'm not going anywhere. That's the promise and commitment I can make to all of you guys. I'm not, all right? I will always find a way. You know, I will always find a way to keep going and keep making content and hanging out with all of you and doing what we love. All right? Doesn't matter where it is, because it may or may not be on YouTube. I would love to stay here forever. I really like it here and want to keep all my content.
He said the same fucking thing about Twitch until Twitch booted him, and then he was like, nah, fuck Twitch.
But who knows what might happen in the future? I don't know. We all know how messed up these systems are, and there's problems. I mean, it wouldn't be the first time that YouTube made an error and now a channel suspended and we got to work around it and stuff like that, right? But I'm going to make content, and as long as you guys are along for that ride with me, all right, it's going to continue, and it ain't gonna stop. Everyone around me, all the buildings will crash and crumble down, and everyone else will be, you know, canceled and kicked out, and everything will fall apart.
You know, when it comes crashing down and it hurts inside, that 6-star Hogan.
Still going to be here, okay? Fair enough? Okay. All right.
All right, well, that was definitely something. I can't stand this motherfucker. I don't know why I put myself through this, but thank you guys for sharing in my pain. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to suffer this fool with you together. And listen, I'm going to ask you all a small little favor. I hate to do this, but I'm going to give it a college try, okay? Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you are interested in seeing some of my live streams, I'm over at twitch.tv/bm2kx. I do a lot of Step Mania on the weekends. The weekday mornings. I do 2 hours of Dance Dance Revolution. We have a great little community over there. We play a lot of excellent songs. Just recently, we played a lot of Sonic the Hedgehog and Final Fantasy songs. Were really cool to step to. See if that's something that you're interested in. And then usually on my late night streams, I dive into shitting on the boy. I play Mortal Kombat 1, Street Fighter 6, Final Fantasy, and a lot more. In fact, with all that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get everything set up for that, because that is my real bread and butter. That is the kind of stuff that I love. But until next time, guys, thank you for hanging out with me. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other. Peace.